We hired movers using a service that's kind of like the Uber of moving companies to help us unload our pod's container. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to share our experience using this moving service, which we were really happy with, but I'm going to show you the unexpected extra expense we got charged for and how you can avoid paying for this. Getting a new place to live is super exciting, but moving all of your stuff is a lot of hard work, especially if you don't have dollies or giant muscles. We just moved across the country into an empty apartment in Los Angeles, and our pods container was scheduled to arrive in one day, and we suddenly realized there was no way my girlfriend and I were going to be able to carry all of our large furniture and boxes from our pod's moving container all the way to the second floor apartment that we just got at the end of a long hallway. So we did a bit of urgent last minute research and discovered a website that's basically like the Uber of moving services. It's a brilliant idea, and I put a link to them in the description box below this video, but before you go there, let me show you how it works and share our experience and the one thing you need to be careful to avoid to not get charged extra money if you hire movers using this website. Okay, so after you land on the website, all you need to do is punch in your city and the date you need help moving. Perhaps the greatest thing about using this moving service is you can narrow down your search based on reviews and price for each individual moving service provider. For our particular move, we chose Mr. Man Moving Services because they happened to be available for the date and time we needed, and they had a 4.8 star average review with 858 moves completed. Pretty impressive stats. So on the day of our move, we received a text message telling us happy move day, and it reminded us how much time and how many helpers we paid for. Mr. Man arrived with a truck and one helper and a few dollies right on time. And they got straight to work and they followed all the instructions we gave them for moving the stuff from our pods container into our second story apartment at the end of a long hallway. They did a really great job and they were super careful unloading and packing all of our stuff and moving it up to our apartment. They didn't cause any damage and they didn't break anything, and it was super nice to have them show up and help and do all of the heavy grunt work for us. Like I said, we had really big furniture like some dressers and a couch and a bed and a mattress, and all of this stuff is just really hard to move on your own, but if you just hire some movers to come help you out, it'll really simplify and make your life a lot easier. So if you think you'd like a helping hand to help you unload your pods container or your U-Haul or whatever you're using to move across the country or even the next town over, you can click on the link below this video and just punch in your city and your date and select your time, and you can skim through the reviews and the companies that are the highest rated who have done a lot of moves, and you can choose a helping hand to help you move your stuff. So like I said, we got billed for an extra expense that we weren't expecting, and you can really avoid this extra expense very easily, and I'm going to explain more how to do that right now. What happened for us is we paid for 2 hours and 2 movers, but we had a lot more stuff and it took more time than we expected with all the stairs and the elevators and how far our pods container was located away from our actual apartment. So when our 2 hours was up, we had to decide to either let the movers go home or pay for more time. So you only pay for how much time you actually use your movers for. And we ended up having to pay for an extra hour. But if you want to avoid paying an extra hour when you hire a mover to help you move into your place, I would recommend having them do all of the heavy lifting first. Get all the big furniture. Don't worry about the smaller boxes. You know, if you have a big bed, some dressers, have them take care of all of the big heavy lifting because that's what you're paying them for. And then after your time window is up, if they can get it all done in that time window, you can probably handle carrying the small lightweight stuff yourself. So if you don't want to have an extra cost, I would do it that way. However, I will say for us, it was well worth it just to pay for the extra hour and let these guys do their job and just completely move all of our stuff straight up to our place, and it was super nice and convenient. And if you know when you're moving into your new apartment or your new home, I would highly recommend you just go over there right now and punch in your city and date and find a mover. Look through the reviews, look how many moves they've done, and pick somebody and book it now because you can cancel it if you need to. And as long as you cancel it 24 hours before they show up, there's no cancellation fee whatsoever, and your card won't get charged because they don't charge you until like the day before they show up. I'm really happy we found this website. These guys were really a big time lifesaver for us because we just moved to a new city and we didn't have any friends in this new city that were going to help us out for free. And there was no way we were going to be able to do this all on our own without going out and buying some dollies and all this equipment that we were basically just going to have to throw away by the time we were done with it. And moving is just a crazy amount of work. So go ahead, click that link below this video and book your mover today. And if you need to, you can cancel it in the future, but I'd highly recommend it. I'd say overall, the value we got was well worth the cost. So Matt here at Tail Happy TV. If this video has been helpful to you, click that like button, leave a comment if you have any additional tips for me, and I'll see you in my next video.